Here I'm on dashboard of Odoo, and if this connector, that is Shopify Odoo connector, is installed in my system, then Shopify will appear over here in dashboard of Odoo. So I'm switching to Shopify. Well, over here, let me first show you that how to configure Shopify Commerce setup. For that, switch to Shopify Commerce under Configuration menu. Here appears the list of all the Shopify Commerce setup already created. Let me create a new record of Shopify Commerce setup. I need to give name to this connector. So let me give it as say to Shopify. Now the very first step over here is to configure Shopify store setup. In that you need to enter these details asked for like API key, password, secret key and host. You will get these details from Shopify admin panel. So for that let me switch to Shopify admin panel. Well, now I am here on Shopify admin panel logged in with my account. So in that, switch to this apps and then click on manage private apps option. Again, here appears the list of all the private apps already created. Let me show you how to create new private app and get API key, password, secret key and host. So I need to enter these details asked. So let me name it as again say to Shopify. Enter email address over here. Next, to integrate Shopify with Odoo, I need to give various access rights. So for that, click on this show inactive admin API permissions. Over here, I need to give this access rights. So wherever this option that is read access is available, select that. And where read and write option is available, select read and write option. Here read and write option is available, so I will select that. You can see over here read and write option is not available, so I will select read access option. In this webhook API version, select this latest version, enable this option, enable all these options, and then save it. Okay, create private app. This will generate API key, password, shared key, and host. So you can see over here that all these credentials required, that is API key, password, and site secret key is generated. So I will copy first this API key, then switch to Shopify in Odoo and paste that API key over here. Again switching to Shopify admin panel, copying this password, switching to Shopify in Odoo and pasting this password. Again switching to Shopify admin panel, copying this said secret key, switching to Shopify in Odoo, pasting this secret key, again switching to Shopify admin panel, and if I switch to settings and copy this link address, switching to Shopify in Odoo and pasting that link address over here in host and saving this data. So this is how setup is configured for Shopify store. So next is to do various configuration setups in common setup menu. Well, as the name itself suggests that here you need to do various configuration settings about product, product stock, and orders, which is common for any type of connector like Shopify connector, Amazon connector, WooCommerce connector. When you are integrating any e-commerce platform like Shopify, Amazon, WooCommerce with Odoo ERP. So let us see one by one that what type of configuration settings you need to do under this common setup. Well, here you can see that under general configurations, you need to select company and the warehouse, which indicates that whenever the product will be sold in your e-commerce platform, at that time, sell order will be made from this warehouse belonging to this company. So I have selected over here my company as an company and San Francisco warehouse. So after the general configuration settings is done, next is to do various configuration settings for product and product stock. So here you can see that the configuration settings are categorized into import configurations, export configurations, import and export configurations. Well, import configurations indicate that whenever the data is accessed from any e-commerce platform to Odoo ERP, at that time you need to do configuration settings about product and product stock in this category. So let us see that what this configuration settings mean and what is to be done. So here you can see that auto create product, if it is enabled, then it will allow the products to be created into Odoo ERP from e-commerce platform. Here as an example, we are integrating Shopify e-commerce platform to Odoo ERP. So products of this Shopify e-commerce platform will be accessed to Odoo ERP if this configuration setting is enabled. So next is to do configuration settings for product search pattern. That is, the products will be searched and it will be mapped between e-commerce platform and Odoo using which type of code. That is internal reference, barcode, or it can be either internal reference or the barcode. So as an example, here again I am selecting internal reference as product search pattern. That means this internal reference code will be used to map the products between e-commerce platform, that is Shopify and Odoo. Next, let us see what are the configuration settings categorized under export configuration for product and stock of the product. So here you can see that the stock field indicates that what type of stock is to be used whenever any order is received. As this export configuration means that now the data from Odoo ERP will be accessed to Shopify e-commerce platform. So if you want that on-hand quantity of the stock should be used from Odoo ERP on e-commerce platform, then select this free to use quantity. Else, if you want that forecast quantity from Odoo ERP should be used on e-commerce platform, that is Shopify, as in stock, then you need to select this option. So again, I'm selecting free to use quantity, that is on hand quantity of stock from Odoo ERP to e-commerce platform, that is Shopify. Then let me switch to this import and export configuration settings. Well, the settings under this category indicates that these are the settings required during both, that is accessing data from e-commerce platform Shopify to Odoo and Odoo to e-commerce platform, that is Shopify. So if you have enabled this option, that is use default product description, then this says that description about the product which is there in Odoo e-commerce or Odoo ERP will be same as that of e-commerce platform Shopify. Next is to select the price list, that is which type of price list you want to access to e-commerce platform, that is Shopify. You can select any of the price list from the available list over here. So as an example, I am selecting public price list again. So once the configuration settings about product and product stock is done, let me switch to various configuration settings of the orders. So in that, here you need to select the sales team, that is which sales team will operate various functionalities when any sell order is received. Then if you enable this option, that is use sell order default sequence, then default sequence of Odoo ERP will be used while creating sell order. if it is disabled, then you need to mention over here that what is the prefix of the sell order that you want. That now depends on user's choice. So at present I am selecting or enabling this use sell order default sequence, that is Odoo ERP's default sequence of sell order will be configured to e-commerce platform Shopify when sell order is to be created. So this was all about various configuration settings of product and stock of product and orders of the product. As these settings are common for all type of connectors, so it is categorized under common setup menu. Well, once the setup of Shopify store is configured, various settings under common setup are configured. So next is to switch to Shopify setup. The configuration settings that are categorized under Shopify setup name itself indicates that these are the settings you need to configure while you are integrating Shopify e-commerce platform with Odoo ERP. So let me begin with product configurations for Shopify setup. Well, if I'm enabling this option, that is sync Shopify images, then this will sync all the images about the products from Shopify e-commerce platform to Odoo ERP. If I'm enabling this configuration, that is automatically fulfill the gift cards of the order, then this will sync all the gift cards of the orders that are given to customers from Shopify e-commerce platform to Odoo ERP. Next, let me switch to orders and its text configurations required for Shopify setup. So here you can see that for importing all the orders from Shopify e-commerce platform to Odoo ERP, you can select here options. I have selected as an example unshipped and partially fulfilled. So all the orders that are under unshipped category and partially fulfilled category in Shopify e-commerce platform will be imported to Odoo ERP. Next, select here the default point of sale customer, which will be used for creating orders for point of sale type of orders. So as an example, I have selected, for example, POS customer say to Shopify. So now POS type of orders will be made under this category, that is POS customer. Here in import order after date, you need to select the date from which all the orders from Shopify e-commerce platform should be imported to Odoo ERP. So as an example, I have selected this 25th of December 2021. So all the orders from this date would be imported from Shopify e-commerce platform to Odoo ERP. Next, in this Shopify apply tax, you need to select options like which type of tax rules you need to follow. Say for example, you have selected this follow Shopify tax and don't create tax in Odoo. Then if the tax of Shopify e-commerce platform invoices and Odoo invoices is not matched, then that order will be skipped. If you have selected this option, that is follow Shopify tags and create new tags in Odoo, then this will create new tags in Odoo for the invoices where the tags of Odoo and tags of Shopify e-commerce platform invoices is not matching. Or else you can select this option, that is follow Odoo tags. So as an example, let me select this option, that is create new tags in Odoo if the tax rules of Odoo ERP and Shopify e-commerce platforms are not matched. Then here you need to select account which possesses the details about tax for the credits or the refunds given to the customer. So say for example, I have selected over here this account, that is tax received. So here in this account, all the details about credits or the refunds given to the customer is stored in this account. Then you need to select account over here which possesses details about the tax for the invoices. In this invoice tax account configurations. So I have selected over here account with name tax payable which possesses, say for example, tax payable. So this possesses details about the tax for the invoices that are created in Shopify e-commerce platform. This was about various configurations for orders and its tags from Shopify e-commerce platform to be integrated in Odoo ERP. So next in this payout report information, you need to select journal over here. I have selected Shopify payout journal. This journal defines details about various transactions like fees, extra charges, processing fees, transactions, adjustment fees, and other such operations that are created in Shopify e-commerce platform, and now you want to operate that from Odoo ERP. So this was about various settings of product, order and its tax, and payout report configurations that you need to do in this Shopify setup. Once this setup, that is store setup for Shopify, common setup for products and its stock and orders, and all the configuration settings under the Shopify setup menu which are required to integrate Shopify e-commerce platform to Odoo ERP is done. Click say let me save this data and then click on test connection, which will now create connection between Shopify e-commerce platform and Odoo ERP. So now connection between Shopify e-commerce platform and Odoo ERP will be generated. Once this connection is established, various payment methods like PayPal, Cash, Bolt, Square, and all such payment methods that are available in Shopify e-commerce platform will be fetched and available in this payment gateway functionality under this configurations menu in Odoo ERP. Well, various location of stock from Shopify e-commerce platform will now be fetched into the Shopify locations functionality under this configurations menu in Odoo ERP. If I switch to Shopify locations, then you can see over here that I had named connector with Setuk Shopify and various details like what is the stock location name, which is the company, what is the location, that is Shopify location, all such details will appear here. So this is how various configuration settings are done while integrating Shopify e-commerce platform with Odoo ERP. To see various operations like import and export of products and orders, now from Odoo ERP switch to next tutorial.